Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I have mentioned for quite a few weeks actually that I'd been working on a vlog about some different skirt patterns that I've been trying, specifically some tiered skirts. Now you might think, oh Alison, they're very much for summer, and yeah, I do think we think about them for summer, but I'm a child of the 70s. Well, actually I'm a child of the 60s, but in the 70s it was a really big thing to wear this sort of skirt, not only floral and jazzy in the summer, but in the winter with nice boots and things. So I do think it's something you can take through all of the seasons. I do appreciate there are many different tiered skirt patterns. I'm just going to focus on two of them that I personally have made. The first one that I made was the Mave skirt by True Bias. It was recommended to me and friends had it. So I'm going to show you the Mave skirts first, and then I'm going to show you the Tilly and the Buttons Llewella skirts and why I've kind of moved from one to the other, what my preferences are and what the differences are between them. So yeah, come join me. So the first skirts that I made were the Mave skirt. This is a Lady McElroy fabric. I'd had it in my stash for quite a while. So this one is 2 tiers. You can just see it there. It's a nice skirt. I feel like there's a lot of fabric in it, particularly up on the top part here, where it gathers into the waistband. I did wear it quite a few times when I first made it. I've not reached for it for a little while. And I'm also going to show you the second one that I made, which was chambray. So this is, I think this is 4-ounce denim from Pound Fabric. So this is also 2 tiers, because what I found with the Mave skirt, although I'm 5'6", when I put the pattern pieces on to do the 3 tiers, which is what I did on these originally, it was way too long on me. So I settled on the 2 tiers. Now I just feel swamped in this, I'm not going to lie. I did lose a stone and it was a little bit loose. So I definitely want to revisit both of these skirts. Definitely this one, I might do something different with the fabric in that one. So I'll talk you through the differences in a second. Then I went to sorting one day and Tamlin had a plain, I think it was black, linen Mave skirt on. I didn't realise it was a Mave skirt at first, and it was all one piece, and I'd kind of totally skipped that in the pattern because I think it tells you piece 1 and you cut it for the top tier, and I don't know, I just missed the point that you could make it all in one tier. So I got this, it's a stretch linen from, I've got some pictures, so where I've got pictures I'll drop them in. This was from First for Fabrics. I like the colour. I'm not so keen on it with it being a stretch, but I've got a friend who's made some trousers in it and she absolutely loves them, so it's obviously a very nude colour. So hopefully you'll see in the pictures. I'm sure I got some in this one. Just 1 tier. I quite like it actually. I like the single tier. I think this is more summer, or maybe not, maybe with a nice cosy jumper and things this would be nice for the winter as well. So just literally 1 tier Mave skirt. Overall, by the time I made this one, I felt very much that it wasn't as flattering on me as it maybe could be. Now I get it, the tiered skirts, you've got a lot of fabric, but I think maybe you can see as I've held them up, there just feels like there's a lot of fabric over my hips, and I was getting a sense that I needed to curve, to grade in basically from the hips to the waist, which is quite unusual for me. Now that's an easy fix, but then I saw the Llewella pattern. Now, like many of you, when Tilly launches a pattern, the pattern packet and the initial images don't do anything for me. But then I started seeing different people pop up in theirs. I think Bex from What Bex Sows was one of the first people. I think it was Jules on So Virtual, she made what, a few people made them. And I kept looking at it thinking, in essence it looks the same, but it looks more flattering over the abdomen and the hips. So I resisted for a little while. I was on So Virtual one day and I was saying to the girls, like, you know, I don't really need another pattern doer to do this. But in the end I just thought, oh, stuff it. I didn't really say that. I'm being very polite because I'm talking to you. Just order it, Alison. I think there was a sale on or something. So I ordered it, got it printed. And the first one that I made, I've worn a lot, and that is again a one tier, because I wanted to try it out in one tier just to compare the fit between this one and this one. Now it would be hard for you to see, but I think you can see I don't feel like there's any shape coming into the waist. Now we appreciate I'm a size 18, so my skirts are quite big compared to maybe yours anyway, but when I hold this one up, can you just see it just comes in more? Feels like there's less fabric here. I just feel like it's much more flattering on me. I always top stitch the waist, so that was no different, and I just did this as one tier. I've worn it with the blouse tucked in. I think I'd wear this definitely in the winter. Would put my Doc Marten boots and a nice jumper on with it, and I'm not being drawn to those at all. I need to revisit them, definitely. I'm not someone who, if I don't like something, I'd just bin something. I'd definitely go back to it, rework it, and October is so upcycle, so that's a great time to be doing things like that in your wardrobe, so watch out for that challenge. So then I've gone on to make 2 tiered Llewella skirts, and I'm in love. What can I say? So which one did I do first? Yes, I did this one first. So this is a double gauze from First for Fabrics, probably still on sale. I may not have time to put the details in the description box, but if you go on the website and look for double gauze, if they've got it, that will be in. So it's got these flowers in. Originally I got this fabric to make a top, but I felt like it was a bit too thick for me to make as a top, and I think I'd got 2 meters, and I thought, will there be enough to make a tiered skirt? And I was very surprised to see that there was, with some tiny little bits left. So I did the 2 tiered version. Did I? Yeah. I'm trying to remember which is the front, which is the back. I don't think there is a front and the back, to be honest, because I didn't put pockets in. So simply gathered in across here. Hopefully you can see that. I feel like there's just less fabric. If I hold this in half and do the same with one of these, bear with me. I do with the chambray one. Okay, let's do a bit of a direct comparison. So this is half of each. Can you see how much less fabric there is in this? I did compare the pattern pieces, but I've no idea where I put those photographs. Now, it didn't look like there was much of a difference in the pattern pieces, but obviously there is when it comes to wearing them. And like I said, the main thing is that I feel like it's just got the curve right from the hip to waist ratio fits so nicely. And obviously you could add a top to this and turn it into a dress as well. So that's skirt number 1. So my second one, which again is 2 tiers, it seems to be the pattern that I'm the most drawn to, is in a white linen from Pound Fabrics. This is quite a stiff white linen, and it's quite see-through. So I had some leftover linen slub from Pound Fabrics, not Pound Fabrics, First for Fabrics, when they had it reduced earlier in the sale, which also was a little bit too thin to make a white skirt out of on its own. So I've lined this. So I've used the plain skirt pattern to do the full length. So all I did was took tier 1 of this and then followed the angle down to make the single tiered skirt, which is the royal blue one. So I used that pattern, but obviously made it a little bit shorter. So it's fully lined, and it was really easy to do that because I just made the side seams, hemmed the bottom, and then when it came to attaching it to the waist, obviously it all just fitted together with the waistband there. So it just felt quite heavy, but I like it because I feel very comfortable in it, especially with it being white, that it's not going to be see-through. It's not expensive, so if it gets marked, it's not the end of the world. But I don't know if I've ever had a white skirt before, and I don't know, you know when you just get an idea in your mind and you want to have it. So what are the other differences between the patterns? I think the panel 1 I've already described, but the Mave skirt is rectangles. The Tilly and the Button skirt has a very slight curve on each panel, and I think that makes it even more flattering. Now I know on the actual pattern packet it's got the exposed ruffle. I've not done it that way. I would never do that. I always just do it underneath, like this. This is joined together here. But I do, well, something about the pattern is making a difference for me personally. It might not be for you, and I'm not here to have an argument in the description box and the chat and the comments. And I do appreciate what I like might not be what you like. We're all very different, but I can only give you feedback on my experience, and it's my really honest feedback, because I've not got an alliance with any of these brands at all. So I've been serving that one up. I thought I would share it with you because I've got quite a few skirts. I'm not really a major skirt wearer, so it's quite interesting for me to make skirts and share them with you, and then you can see what I thought. So I hope that you found that quite interesting and useful. Should be back next Friday with a normal Friday sews, so I will look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.